Okay, let's get started with the facilities committee meeting. I'll start with attendance in the order that I see people on my screen. Ms. Mulhern,
Here.
Ms. Haywood,
Here.
Mr. Fishbein,
Here.
Mr. Schultz,
Here.
Ms. Henry,
Here.
Mr. Lohman,
Here.
Mr. Epps,
Present.
and I think that's all. Next, we have the minutes from, let me find the minutes from last meeting here. We have the minutes from the last meeting from January 4th. And I do have one correction, but if somebody else wants to raise any other potential corrections or comments, I'd welcome them first. Okay, thank you. The one correction would be that the co-chair is not Mr. Fishbein, it's actually Mr. Burdell Williams. Thank you. We'll take the minutes as being approved with that amendment. And let me turn it over for the rest of the meeting to Mr. Holman, if I may. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, all. Thank you for having me as I present my presentation to you all. So I want to share my screen. Okay, so hold on where I'm at. Here we go. As we know our mission statement, that's why we all are here. So I want to ask that we proceed past that. Starting off, I would like to thank and give kudos to our facilities team for their first real snowstorm of the season. You know, very few complaints, if any, just minor stuff as far as icy spots, but all in all, it was a great effort that was done. And I can't give enough credit to them, because as you'll see in the next slides, they were also faced with a major flood at the high school. So at 7:00 a.m., heating supply coil failed due to low temperatures and caused up to 4 inches of water in the building. Now, having that being said, these are the pictures that you see. Significant. At about 3 o'clock, it was all cleaned up. There was no trace of it. Monday morning, they had a few ceiling tiles to put in, but you know, we have a very great team of custodial, grounds, and maintenance mechanics who come together and they know the task at hand. So as we move forward, while still at the high school, the library piping project met with the third-party engineers as a recommendation by our solicitor. They will be preparing a scope of work for repairs. He is confident that we can have something in place prior to AC season, air conditioning season. So you know, I'm optimistically cautious, but let's hope for the best. We also met with our insurance company about the scoreboard. We're waiting for his report. At Cedarbrook, we have also met with our design engineer from I don't know, can't think of the company offhand, but at the recommendation of our solicitor also. I'm sorry that has been put into our presentation. However, speaking with Principal Metcalf, there were a lot of complaints about the library being hot, being unable to be utilized to its full potential based on sun glare. Now, if you notice, if you know the library, all the glass is not covered with window treatment. So you have your shades, and we have so long story short, we went out for looking for a vendor that can supply tinting to the unprotected windows. Paying attention to the wants, we have seeked out and found a minority vendor. So waiting for her to have her stuff in order so we can proceed with having that fixed for the students of Cedarbrook. Elkins Park lighting retrofit project. This is the next school that they have surveyed. If you notice, if you look at energy savings, if we, annual energy savings for Elkins Park, 19,000. Let's remember, the retrofits are free. And as we, think about what we're going to do at Elkins Park, let's save as much money as we can. But what really grabbed me was, if you look at the 134,000 kilograms squared of CO2, that's equivalent of 29,222 cars driving for 1 year. That's huge for our environment. So we're going to, move forward with that. And that's our 10-year savings, monthly 10 years. So that's just it spaced out. Winco Elementary School, the Glycol cooling tower project update. As I said, it makes sense to stay with McClure because they've already started the project. If we bring another vendor in and something goes wrong, whose fault is, where are we fighting at? So the initial change order for McClure was $68,600. Through our consultation with our solicitor, and also far as what's best for the district, McClure and I has come to an agreement that they would do it for $35,000, which would save the district $33,600 from the original change order. And nothing is changed from the original change order. They understand that they have had something, they understand that they had some fault in this also. So we're going to implement the Penn State Agronomic program to improve the quality and assist with the longevity of our fields. This preventive maintenance program will promote healthier fields, which will lessen student injuries, create softer fields, promote healthier fields, promote that lush green, natural turf grass that we would we would all like to see. And this is, Penn State Agronomic program is one of the PASBO, core competencies. So it's proven. And we just got to, like I said, we're going to make sure we implement that to promote the healthy grounds. So with again, work orders. So it says this month, but that's because it was grabbed for last month. It was grabbed 2 days ago, a couple days ago. So as we're capturing the work orders, last month we completed 555 work orders. Now that's also going back in the system and closing out, the ones that were already done but needed to be closed. They hadn't been closed yet. So again, as I pull this in, we will see a better, a more accurate number on how many work orders that we're doing. But that is the end of my report.
Great. Thank you very much. And please thank the staff for the work they did in regards to the flooding situation on behalf of the board. Are there any questions from the board, please, or comments? Okay, I see Mr. Epps' hand, and I'll call on him first.
Thank you, and thanks for the presentation, Mr. Holman. And when I third at this point, the commitment to the staff over the storm and everything else that was added to that. The Elkins Park lighting retrofit, is that something that already happened? And
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so what in the presentation, those are projections that if it happens, that okay, gotcha.
There is a company that named Benny Electric that comes out to us, no charge, just to do an assessment, because Pico gives the lighting retrofit kits for free to us, but of course they get a portion of that on the back end. So it costs the district nothing for this assessment and also for the lighting once we get it. So all right.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Epps?
No, thank you.
Great, thank you. And Ms. Mulhern, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Holman. Quick question on the scoreboard, and I don't know, this might just have to stay the way it is. Do we have to leave the ripped off piece there until it gets addressed?
We did, but we will have that taken down. I rolled by the other day. I said, we got to get, I understand.
Yeah, when you're on 309 and you look over, especially because there's no leaves right now, it's just, even though we all know it's getting taken care of, a small thing, but I just figured I'd ask. And I also want to throw in, when I was looking at the presentation for today and I saw the window tinting at Cedar Brook, I have a Cedar Brook student, so I asked her and she said, oh my gosh, it's so bright, your computers, you can't see them. So I think it's a beautiful room, and the natural light, certainly, makes it just a really cozy, warm environment. But I think that I think just that bit of tinting will definitely improve things for the staff and the students. So thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just little things that makes students want to be more engaged. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. And Ms. Solomon, please.
Thank you, Mr. Holman, for the presentation. I can also second and third the need for some window tinting in that Cedar Brook library. Having been in there, it gets hot in there. Whew, like a sauna. Yeah, that would definitely help. I think we had talked about this a little bit at maybe the previous presentation, but would it be possible for, because we have some things brewing where lawyers are involved, for us to get a more sort of detailed briefing on a couple of these things, like the Cedar Brook flooding issue and the piping and executive session? Could we?
Okay. Yeah, I can make sure that happens. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how other board members feel about that, but it feels to me, at least for me, that it would be helpful to have some more detailed information about what's happening with some of those things.
We may, Ms. Loma, just to interject, we may want to reach out to Ed Diazio, our solicitor, and we'll figure out the best forum to present that update. So I'll circle back to the full board with more information around next steps with that. I just wanted to jump in to clarify.
Thank you, Dr. Scriven. And then I have one other sort of random thing, because before the snow, I've been driving around the high school parking lot a lot with a new driver, practicing his driving, attempting not to hit the poles as we go around and around and around and around. And I know this has been brought up before, and I know that other students have brought it up too, that parking lot, the lines on that lot are, they're just, if you spend 5 seconds in there, they're, you can't see them. They don't make a whole lot of sense. It's just, and then the poles themselves have weeds, and it's just like not a very
Mhm.
nice looking kind of
The the,
introduction.
we are looking at how to best reline the parking lot and best maximize the space that's there. The aisles aren't big enough. So we are looking at that. John White and the school safety officer, supervisor, and myself are looking at how we can best accommodate that. Now you're saying weeds around the poles? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll obviously see them now, and maybe they're gone because of the snow. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. I mean, I just noticed it because I literally have been driving around that parking lot, around and around and around. So I've had a lot of time to contemplate the parking lot. So thank you for being, looking at the line configuration and everything there. Appreciate it.
It's almost dizzying.
It is actually, because my son will say to me, "Well, where should I pull in?" And I'll be like, "Well, I don't know. Just pull it over there, and we'll call it a spot." So it's I am actually honestly amazed that there aren't more accidents in that parking lot. Frankly, given the tightness of the lanes actually. But be that as it may, thank you. I'm glad that you guys are on top of it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no more board comments, I'll turn it over to the public and give the public a minute or so to indicate if they want to ask a question. Okay, I don't see anything. One last chance for questions from board members. Okay, let me thank Mr. Holman, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Joel Fishbein.
Thank you. We have a second?
Second, Jenny Lohman.
Okay, great. And thank everybody and stay safe.